What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite YouTuber, Austin Holloman, here in Istanbul, Turkey. I'm having an amazing time. Even though I say what I say about it, overall, I thank God I could be here. And I would rather date here than date in the United States. So today I'm going to tell you guys exactly what dating abroad did for my self-esteem. Oh, Austin, you must have low self-esteem because you dated abroad. You must not be confident in yourself. Shut up. I'm going to tell you guys, for guys that are struggling, if you're a guy watching this and you are struggling to date in the United States, or you have self-improved and you feel like you are being, you're not getting what you deserve, and it feels like you pretty much put in all the work. Hey, I might as well just stay the bum because it seemed it had only gotten harder, or the options got worse, or whatever stupid reason, because there's a lot of stupid reasons. And I'm talking from experience. That happens whenever you work on yourself and it feels like you're being underappreciated is the word that I'm looking for. Let's define self-esteem. Get a video, like, and subscribe if you guys have not already. Self-esteem is confidence in one's own worth or abilities. Self-respect. Your own worth or abilities. So if you guys have not improved yourself and you are fat, ugly, and weird, awkward, you probably some people may be confident, right? You may feel like you're not worth anything. You may have considered blowing your brains out a few times, just giving you an example. You know, you may feel that you can't achieve anything. You may feel that you can't date a woman that you perceive to be an 8 or a 9 because you're fat, ugly, and awkward, right? That's an example of low self-esteem. Also, self-respect. You have no respect for yourself. You deteriorate your body, and you probably say stuff to yourself like, oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, I'm going to jack off every day. It doesn't matter. Nobody's ever going to use this anyway. That's very depressing. But I know how you feel. Now, I never thought about blowing my brains out, but I know how you feel. So now that we understand what self-esteem is, what did it do for my self-esteem? Okay? Now, going to different cultures where people do things differently. For example, my first country was Brazil, right? And I knew that the way how I wanted to meet people was normal. I like to walk up to people that I find attractive. Hello, how are you doing? Whatever I decide to say, anything. And some people say, oh, Austin, that's awkward. Fuck you. I don't want to hear that. I'm here for dudes that want to actually live a normal life. We shouldn't have to be pickup artists or genies to get to know people. That's why I always tell you guys, basic conversation. When I'm in Latin America, you can literally say to the most attractive chick, hello, how are you? And if she finds you attractive, it works. When I was in the United States, I found that nothing worked. I mean, there was literally nothing I could do. And it started to drive me crazy. Now, does this mean that I was absolutely bone dry, never had a date, virgin in the United States? No. But this just means that the amount of volume I had to put in it will definitely lower your self-esteem. Lower the worth that you perceive, that you have, the confidence in your own self-worth, and your abilities. You start to believe that, hey, maybe I am shooting too high for this. Even though I'm making 6 figures, have my own car, own place, brush my fucking teeth, have table manners. Some of y'all don't even have table manners. Have table manners and speak to people politely and have charisma. I still don't believe I had those abilities to get what I want. You will start to feel that way. I know how it feels. I'm telling you. And then you go to tell other people and they just gaslight you and say like, oh, well, you just need to do this. Or, oh, you're the problem. Get rid of those people. I don't give a fuck if they're family members. Get rid of them. So I know exactly how that feels, right? You can probably hear by the passion in my voice. But me going to Brazil and interacting with people and speaking to people, and whether if they're interested or not, they respond. They respond in a reasonable way. Or maybe they just ignore. But there's no games being played. I can just have a normal social life. I can actually build a social circle. This is not even just women. If I wanted to build a social circle of men, guys I want to hang out with on Friday nights when I get through working, or somebody if I want to just go have a wingman, go somewhere, just do anything, you know? I could do that. When I was in Dallas, all I found was, hey, these guys are my good friends, but they have no free time to hang out. So I'm always alone. Then I go try to talk to the chicks, and they're bitches. What a great life. Austin, you have everything. You're making good money, you're in shape. It doesn't mean shit if you can't socialize. That's what we have English for. We speak languages to communicate. If you can't communicate, what fucking difference does it make? This is how I felt, and I'm pretty sure this is how you feel right now if you're watching this video, or you at least know what I'm talking about. If you can't relate, just shut up and watch the video and learn something new today. You don't need to leave a comment unless if you're saying something positive, because we don't have time for gaslighting. So, living in an environment like Dallas, you will start to have internal issues like low self-esteem, low confidence, low motivation. You know, you're not even inspired to go after things that you want. Because what's the point? What's the point? But going to a different culture where people are warmer, it allowed me to strengthen my social skills. Now I'm more now listen, I could walk up to the damn president of any country and talk to him or her like I've known them my entire life. Because my social skills have been sharpened so much by going to so many different cultures and realizing how different people are, and that it's not me. Some places just aren't for you. For example, when I was in Spain, everybody walked around with tunnel vision. You couldn't even really approach the women you found attractive because they have tunnel vision. I mean, a bus could come from this direction and this direction 80 miles an hour. They wouldn't see it coming because they can only see right here. Yeah, that's not my fault, because when I was in Portugal a week before that, everybody walked around and they were very open and able to be approached. Whenever I'm in Brazil, same thing. Everybody's open. They're very easy to approach. Chile, same thing. Everywhere else, there's only like 3 or 4 countries throughout the world. And what I started to learn was, it's not me. Cultures are just different. Everywhere is not the same. So if somebody's telling you, hey, you're the problem, tell them to shut the hell up. Tell them I said it. Because you're not the problem. Now, if you can't hold a conversation with your male friends, then yes, you may be the problem. If you've never been able to hold a conversation with anybody, you may be the problem. But if you're able to travel and just all of a sudden men and women socialize with you better, how are you the problem? You go somewhere it's completely different. So going to different cultures and learning different ways of how people do things and how they communicate, how they initiate conversation, actually helped my self-esteem and helped me realize that I wasn't the problem. And like I said, my social skills were better. For somebody that's wondering how going somewhere else could affect your personal development and dating. So I tell my students in my coaching program that you have to tell me your expectations. What type of person are you? Are you introverted? Then maybe you need to go to a place where people are not introverts. Because it's better to not be an introvert. I don't see what are the benefits of being an introvert. Okay? You need to learn how can you navigate through a extroverted society with an introverted personality. These are important things that people need to know. And if you want to speak with me one-on-one, you book a consultation by clicking the link below. But let's get into the second part and we'll come back to the coaching. I got a confidence boost from doing this, from traveling to different countries and having new experiences. And I'm going along based off of my self-esteem being boosted, right? So I got my confidence boost because I was able to comfortably step outside of my comfort zone. You are going outside of your comfort zone, number one, by going to another country. Even if you go to another city or state in the United States, you go outside your comfort zone because it's somewhere you're unfamiliar with. If you go to another country where they have a different culture, different language, different history, everything is completely different. You are outside of your culture zone. And then you're choosing to date in a foreign country where things are completely different. Because I can tell you the way how they date in Salvador Bahia is absolute. I mean, there's not a fucking similarity to how they date in Brazil or Salvador Bahia or really anywhere in Brazil. Yes, Brazil compared to how they do in the United. The way how they view sex is completely different. The way how they view kissing, socializing. They don't even like to FaceTime in Brazil. They don't even, when I met women in Brazil and I tried to video chat, they wouldn't even answer the phone. In the United States, you have so many hoops you gotta jump through. You gotta get a FaceTime. I mean, it's just, I ain't gonna talk about that hellhole. But anyway, you don't have to do that. And when you step outside your comfort zone and you learn how to navigate and you realize, I can approach, I can do these things, I can go to a whole nother country and succeed, your self-esteem goes up, which means that your confidence goes up. Now that I had left the United States, I felt like I was finally getting what I deserve. And yes, you always self-improve, because if you guys watch my channel, every 6 months I'm completely different. Like my haircut was different 6 months ago. Seems like I've gotten more muscular than I was 6 months ago. My content was different 6 months ago. Every 6 months I change because I'm constantly jumping into new cultures and I'm becoming more and more confident in myself. I mean, really, you can't tell me shit right now, but I become more and more confident in myself. And I have the experience to become stubborn to certain things. That doesn't mean that I'm open-minded, but it's just certain things that you're not going to tell me because I've been to many places where these things worked or they didn't work. So I'm not trying to hear it. Now, because I had gained this confidence, I gained even more confidence because I was able to, like I said, get what I deserved. And now that I was able to get what I deserved on such a frequent basis, I did not have to lower my standards. Certain places, not even just the United States, certain places you go to in the world trying to date, the women's heads are so inflated that you have to come down a couple notches. Like in Texas, you want a fucking 8, good luck. Come down a couple notches to a 6. And then the 6 is going to treat you like she's up here. So then you go down a couple notches again. She's still treating you like she's up here. How the hell does that... So if you have a 5 treating you like she's a Rihanna, how do you think that makes you feel? Like, it feels like you can't do enough to get at least some fucking respect. And I'm sorry to tell you, I don't care how you feel. That was my experience. And I tell you guys exactly what to expect. When you sign up with one-on-one coaching with me, I tell you guys exactly what to expect on whenever you're navigating through these cultures and exactly how you can build your confidence the same way I did. I'm going to tell you step by step exactly what you need to do because I can save you a lot of time. I've been to a lot of places and I've lived in a lot of these places. People love to say I have also stayed places for short periods of time. Yeah, name those places. Out of 25 places, what places did I stay for 1 week only or 2 weeks only? There's been many places that I've stayed a number of times that I would recommend you go to. And I would tell you exactly how to move when you get to those areas, who you should talk to. You guys need to also learn what women you should talk to. Because you move to another country and people actually have reality when it comes to socializing, you can actually gain the experience and learn who and who not to talk to. I had plenty of experience when I was in Dallas. Probably wasn't the experience that I wanted, but I didn't have it figured out. Why didn't I have it figured out? Because I couldn't learn shit. You can't learn nothing in a society like that, especially, and you probably don't know until you come to another country. You know, I hated dating in Dallas. I don't like dating here in Istanbul, Turkey. But I can tell you right now, with the experience that I have right now and the confidence I've built in myself, I can make it work here. Because it is. But I can make it work. It's not favorable, but I can make it work. Dallas, you never want to go back there. So, that's all I got to say about that. Now, you guys are probably wondering, well, if you build your confidence, how can you be so confident if there's a language barrier? Yes, I know that if you go to Southeast Asia, like the Philippines or Thailand, you really don't have to learn those local languages. You can go over there with English. Most places in Africa you can go to with just English. It's either English or French there. If you're in Western Europe, you can pretty much get around for the most part with English. You can get around with it. Latin America, pretty much forget about it. There's most countries in Latin America don't speak English. So how can you be confident if you are in a place that speaks Portuguese like Brazil, or if you are in a place like Peru that speaks Spanish? Well, obviously you have to learn the language. There's one thing that dudes want to skip is not learning the language. You guys are so lazy. When people tell me, Austin, you need to embrace the culture. I'm one of the few YouTubers in this space that can speak 3 languages. I might not be able to speak Spanish at 100%, but I know more than the majority of people that critiquing me are. And I will push you when you are one-on-one with me. I will test you to make sure that you are only socializing in Spanish when you are in another country, because you need to build real connections with women when you are in other countries. Okay, there's a number of techniques I've used to learn the languages faster, to learn the vocabulary faster. When I say learn the language faster, I mean putting it to use and learn the vocabulary. And I learned Spanish without even taking one class or even using Duolingo. Not with Portuguese, but there's tricks that you can learn. And guys, the best way you can do that is to date with someone that does not speak English. They don't need to speak English. I help my students one-on-one do that on a daily basis whenever they sign up for my coaching. So again, don't think just because they don't speak English that you cannot connect, because I've had the best connections around the world with women that did not speak English, or at least not fluently. Like, they don't know every word. They still have to bounce back and forth between their native language in order for us to have effective communication. Those women, I can connect better with those women than I did with women from my own country. Now, most importantly, another thing besides just women, building a diverse social network. Like I said before, having men in your life, masculine men, that if you want friends, men to hang around, to go shoot pool with, to go hang out at the bar with, to go travel to another country with, to have dinner with, hang out, whatever you want to do, you guys have to have other men in your life. Luckily, thanks to the internet, it's easier than ever for you guys to connect with other expats in different countries. And you can also, once you learn the language, you can socialize with local men that are there, and they can teach you even more about being in these other countries. How do you meet other expats in other countries? I have Discords. I have a community of people that are doing this one-on-one coaching just like you would be. And they are in these other countries, and they can connect with you. Hey, I'm going to be in Chile today. Who's here? Not Pookie and Ray Rays. Dudes that are literally trying to live in other countries, not go to jail. Serious men. You need to build a social network. And when you have a social network and you have options to, because guys, I've had times where I've been in Sao Paulo, or I've been in here, even in Istanbul, Turkey. I have friends, male friends. I would cancel dates because I have the option. Hey, I'd rather hang out with my friends tonight, meet some different chicks. We can all, as a group, we can go hang out with different chicks. That is a way to build your confidence, to know that you're not relying on one source for your social life. You do need to have social life. Life is about people. You cannot go through this by yourself. So yes, you do rely on people to have happiness. I don't give a damn what anybody says. There's no happy man sitting at the top of a mountain in a log house that hasn't spoke to anybody in 10 years. I guarantee you he's not happy. I guarantee you he'd blow his brains out if he knew he wouldn't go to hell. So, if you want to expand your social network, you need to join a network of other people that are on a similar journey as you. Book below, have a one-on-one call, and we can set that up for you, my assistant and I. Now, let's talk about dealing with rejection and resilience. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys get a lot of rejection in the United States. I dealt with it. I had it on video. Don't think just because I'm tatted up and muscled up and I have a good haircut and nice white teeth that are straight and I would be perceived by many to be attractive that I didn't get rejection. Now, there's certain places I've been in the world where I didn't get that. I mean, you're going to always get rejection, but there's been certain places in the world where it didn't feel like it. You know, there's a lot of, every time I approach, I didn't get rejected. There's a lot of places I've been to like that. But if you guys are coming from the United States, I'm pretty sure you're getting rejected for sport. They're rejecting you just to boost their self-esteem. Whenever you are abroad, you need to change your mindset. I don't think I've been to a country yet where women reject you just to play on your emotions to make their self-esteem higher. Because it seems like in the States, they reject you just to make so they can feel better about themselves. I don't think that I've met a group of women in any country where that was normal for them to do that to feel better about themselves. They already feel better about themselves. When they take pictures on the internet, they already have photos of them smiling. They're just happier in general. It may not be the happiest in the world, but compared to where I came from, they're happier in general. So you need to learn, you need to be trained on how to deal with rejection positively. How can you be rejected and not be ready to call the woman a bitch or curse out loud and just ready to, your whole world is upside down because you got rejected? You have to get in the field. You have to know exactly where to go. Where do you fit in? Go there and put yourself out there. It's really that simple. Go there, put yourself out there, know how to dress, know how to approach, know how to socialize. Some of you guys don't, okay? But when you learn those things and you boost your self-esteem, rejection is not a problem. Now, it becomes a problem if you only get rejected, then yes, realistically, it's a problem. But dealing with it will not be an issue. We will discuss your mindset. Your mindset has to change whenever you leave the United States because nothing is the same. So I hope you guys found that informative. I wrote my notes down for this video to inform people that may be struggling in the United States or may be struggling to build a social life and they want to know how can they improve their social lives. Like I've said many times in the video, if you guys are ready to take your social life / dating life to the next level, we have a one-on-one coaching program. It is a 12-month program where you will speak with an experienced traveler who has been to 46 or 47 cities all around the world. And I will tell you one-on-one exactly where you should go, exactly what you should do, and exactly when you need to do these things. And you will also be in a community of other people that are living abroad or frequently travel abroad for the same reasons as well. If you are interested in that, the booking link will be below. You book, you will have your one-on-one onboarding call. This is not for everybody, so everybody would not be approved. Everybody would not qualify. We have already had a client recently that went to Salvador Bahia because he saw my videos and he saw that how Salvador Bahia improved my social life. And he went without booking with me first. And from what I was hearing, he had a horrible experience in Salvador Bahia, something that was nothing like mine. And he booked with me. He spoke with my assistant. He booked. We talked on the phone. I told him exactly, do this, go here, go there, go here this day, go there that day. He said the same thing. I'm trying not to cry. You were exactly right about this place, that everything is just better here. Guys, if you guys don't want to be in a situation like that, where you go somewhere without the right guidance, you don't know what to do, that's what this program is for. It's to help you. It's to help you live this lifestyle that you see me doing. Okay? To instantly improve your social life abroad. Again, if you guys are interested, it will be in the description and the first pinned comment. I love you guys. If you guys found that entertaining or informative, my Cash App is $, Austin Holloman, PayPal, Austin Holloman, and Zelle, austinholloman@gmail.com for everything. Those are all my socials as well. And if you want to tip me instead of those other ways I gave you, There's a super thanks button below. Leave a comment on what you thought and what you want to see next. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time.